copy it and fill the gaps. I haven't made a video of it yet because I want to learn it off by heart. I haven't done that yet because I don't to do it, in a way where, hang on, fill in the gaps. Right, get rid of that. Right, follow us on, obviously that's already read, so those. So hopefully Vad's going to be on soon and is going to be able to read that out. I hope you're enjoying the Holistic Monday. I hope you enjoy watching Lenny and the Healing Blueprints because I'm going to put the preview on because if you get pain like me, you can use it and it does work. Healing Blueprint. The preview to the Healing Blueprint. Where are we? Healing Blueprint Relief Techniques preview. Because I want you to use these programs. How would you get someone that's actually in intense pain, that it's hard for it and think that they could ask their pain in? How are you going to do it? Would you do that by steps, like slowly, gently? Because
the first thing that you want to do is imagine that you're holding a sword and shield while setting the sword and shield down, and then walking up to an imagined sacred space, the door opening, and then your issue, say neck pain, walking through the door, and you welcome it. You say, well,
muted. No one tells me I'm muted, so I don't know. Unless Cara. Cara's the only one who tells me. So I know Cara's probably the only one on here. I can see there's a few people on here, but no one tells me I'm muted. So what I'm saying is the healing blueprint that I did with Lenny. I'm going to try and find it, guys, because it's brilliant. Not, but I, you know, the one that I did with her is very extensive as well. You just surrender. You know, it's like with, I've had a really difficult day. I'm not going to go into it, but all my demons were literally on top of me today. You know, the main demon I'm dealing with at the moment, the eviction. I did a spiritual reading for myself and others. And what came through was this is a lot of energy and mixed messages and fast messaging that are not actually connected to reality enough at the moment. So I don't know what's happening to me. That is the answer. And Spirit said to me to just take care of myself and to focus on the good things and to focus on what I do want rather than focus on what I don't want. And that was the holistic message that came through to me, which I'm putting on my tarot channel, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, not until I've got enough subscribers so I can fight the trolls, because I really don't want horrible people unliking me. And here is Vlad. Hey, Vlad.
Hello. Hey. How are you? Good to see you.
I feel a bit better. I've been meditating and I've been doing readings for me, spiritual readings around what's happening. And, you know, I've got a new channel where I'm putting all my readings, but I'm not going to tell anyone because I don't want the trolls on there.
Yeah.
So I'm separating it from moving on TV in order to grow it to such a level. But anyway, I sat there and I did my own readings. And what came through to me from today, from all the pressure and all the messages and, you know, with everything that's going on with the eviction, was that this is a lot of empty messages. A lot is being thrown at me without facts. There's not enough facts. That you felt it. I felt it. Martin also knows it, even though he won't admit it. But the problem is that he's coming out with these messages and he's coming at me really fast with these messages, but there's no basis to them. There's not enough dates. There's no certainty. And so that's what's screwing with my head. It's a bit like Peter and all this panic. Don't listen to that. Take care of yourself. Drink water. That was obvious. A lot of beautiful energies are coming towards me. A lot of love, a lot of compassion. I'm not going to go into it too much. It was a very deep reading. But the beautiful thing was that to balance my mind, body, and spirit and not get myself caught up in what's going on with this eviction, because it's a lot of it is not based in reality yet. That's what came through from Spirit, and I was able to use that for other people to explain to them that they're getting these messages from all over the place and people are throwing stuff at them, but you've got to go into your balance, eat and drink water. And I was directed to put all my attention and focus on the positive. A very, very powerful positive reading. I might send it to you because, as I say, I'm not telling anyone what this channel is yet, not until it's got past the level where they can actually destroy me like they're trying to do with moving on TV. But I'm excited because I set up a table. I've got my camera and I just sit there, I do my cards and I'm just asking Spirit to give me positive messages. And I've just come up with a new idea as well, is to start to channel music for people, to sit there and channel music and give them songs from people that they're not around, like people they're not connecting to. So, for example, say you've fallen out with someone, a friend or a member of your family, and they're not giving you the truth of how they feel. So I'm going to write a song to show them how much they love them. Something like that just came to me today, to just sit there by the piano and film it. Just film my hands and just sing and give that love to people, you know,
Yeah.
so they can feel that love that's coming to them from people that may not be able to express it. So yeah, I did. Oh God, this I started to do this harmony thing with this guy.
Oh, how did it go?
He muted everybody. He muted everyone. I mean,
Really?
yeah, he was singing and he'd recorded himself singing different harmonies. But everybody was muted.
What was the point?
So I don't know.
He can't harmonize by himself,
I just
can
came
he?
off of it. I couldn't be bothered. I just thought, you know what? I'm coming off. I'm not really. This is not what I want. So I came
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. It didn't really work for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I sent you a text with a mission statement that someone called Autumn created for us. Do you want to read it? I'm going to come off and give you
Yeah.
the opportunity to do your beautiful presenting, but I want you to read it. It's basically, I filled in the gaps as well with the social media that we're on. Can you tell me if you got it? It should be on your phone.
Yeah. Sure. It is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to do that. I will come off. This is the holistic show. So we're going to talk about things like healing, breathing, the body, the spirit, not needing to use medicine. You know that because you have such a strong connection to God. You must have instances in your life where you were able to heal. I mean, your life was not easy, as we know, and you have a very strong belief in God, in love. But I want you to think also, when I come back after you've done this mission statement, I want to ask you about incidents where you were able. Well, I mean, let's look at, without breaking confidentiality, you and your wife went through something which, without telling too much, but you recovered in a few days with natural medicine.
Yeah.
Without medicine. Okay. You know what?
And I've got another story to tell you about a local doctor here who obviously was so basically pissed off with me because apparently doctors here are not used to hear intelligent patients who have made the effort to learn a few things about the principles of healing and medicine and what works and what it doesn't. And he got so annoyed. He couldn't help it,
We know more we know more than doctors do, that's for sure. But then you see the other thing, and if this and you're still very frightened of this virus, can I give you another example? Martin's father is 93, bless him. He was diagnosed and he's well. How's that possible?
No medicines, nothing, right? Just God's immune system.
And he was given space and breathing. I don't know what they did in there, but he's well. Now, okay, we can't say too much on here. We'll get wiped off. But people, you need to start thinking about this. I healed him in 2 days, the same way as we all heal. But he was taken into hospital, and I think this has woken Martin up in a big way, because he's thinking, they're really, really old. But one thing about his father, he's looked after and he's loved. And I think that's a huge part of this. He's got a very strong immune system, and that fact, they all love each other. And I'm sure that's got a lot to do with,
of course,
it comes from love.
Yeah, as the saying goes, a strong spirit means a strong body, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And that's why I do a lot of programs about loneliness, as you know. And that's where my struggle is how long can I keep my immune system well, living the way I do? and that's why I started to get in the car, and I'm coming to visit you on Monday, and I'm going to the studio on Friday to sit through a whole album that Manuel is doing. But I'm sit there and not sing. I've got to sit there and I'm not able to sing. I'm not able to participate. That ego is going to be, oh my God. But
Challenge.
I really, it's a big one for me. I've got to do something. It's like the ego wants to film it, but then my God love is saying to me, Lauren, Emmanuel loves you. These people love you. This is going to lead to something else. Just be patient. Just have some patience, because we're going to cast all of Encounters, and if they've got a proper studio and they've got everything laid on, at some point we will join, please God. That's what we will be doing. We'll be joining the love in some way, and you never know what might happen. But the ego is so big, it wants to stand up and start joining in the harmonies. And it's a bit like saying to me something that I've been doing since I was a child: you can't do it. You've got to sit there and you've got to listen.
Yeah, behave. Behave yourself.
Anyway,
all right.
We're on the holistic show, so I want you to do your presentation.
Yeah, and you'll be back to me.
And I will be back to ask you questions about the mind, the body, the spirit connection.
Yeah.
And how we can use that in day-to-day life. All right, so you've got everything in front of you.
Yes.
All right, I will shut up now.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Vladimir Mladenov, Freeman. I'm a Freeman, and I wish you all be free. And you know how you can be free? You can be free when you know the truth, because as it goes the saying, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So here we are again on Moving On TV, and I'm tonight's presenter of the Moving On TV statement. Here I'm going to give you just in a minute or two what this is all about. So let me go now. Moving On TV is an up and coming indie entertainment service. We provide quality programming across YouTube, BitChute, and all the other places where we might be available. Unlike mainstream media, we care about views and show this by providing amazing online programming that empowers and enriches their lives. Yes, that's the truth. Challenge the status quo by valuing trust, privacy, and positive connections above all else. Our programming is ever changing and evolving to ensure we keep viewers up to date with the latest alternative news. Oh, how thirsty and hungry we are, aren't we? All for the alternative news. Always striving to uncover the truth between the lies, because it's only the truth that will set us free, guys. Well, you can follow us on all the social media where we are, like here on YouTube. You can like and subscribe to our channels in BitChute and Facebook, wherever we are. Please make sure that you are there. And if you have any questions, we are not like the mainstream media that's unreachable, untouchable. No, we are down-to-earth people, and it's all about you people. It's all about us, the everyday people from all walks of life who are willing to learn the truth, to walk in love, and to love one another. So that's it for now, and I'll be waiting for Lauren Hope to come back. She's the founder of this TV station. She's the founder of Music Theater, Moving On Theater, and Encounters, and she's doing this special broadcast tonight about our spiritual and physical and psychological health. So that's all from me now. I'm looking forward to talk to you in a moment together with the splendid Lauren Hope.
Thank you,
Hello.
Vlad.
Hello,
That was
Lauren. Good
I
evening.
love the way you put that. We've been very lucky to attract. I don't. This person will not say who they are, but they wanted to give something from the heart, and I'm very, very grateful because that is so beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
It is so beautiful. They because they did, I sent them. I explained to them, moving on TV is a TV station. It's not a channel. It's a TV station, and we're basically the image we're trying to present is that instead of watching BBC, all the other channels that are really making you feel like you're not good enough, you don't fit, you don't match up, everything. We do the opposite. We boost you. We boost your morale. We boost your talents. We boost everything that you are. You know, when this person asked me questions I couldn't answer, like, for example, who is moving on? Give me 3 types of audiences. And I said, no, it's not like that. You don't ask Sky or BBC to have 3 types of audience. It's for everyone. It's a huge project which needs to go at some point on that box. It can't grow any other way without getting on the box, because the people that you need to get to, Vlad, are the people that don't know how amazing they are. The people that have dreams, but they have been told all their life that they're not worth anything. And they are the ones, like older people, disabled people, people with mental health. I used to go around to someone's house who had a serious mental health, and all day long she would be watching Housewives of you, whatever, you know, facelifts and crap and rubbish, and all these talk shows about I've got 1 million children from different fathers. And I used to sit there thinking, imagine if she could watch Moving on TV. And Moving on TV would say to this person, I know exactly who this woman is, but you know, I could see her in my mind, and I loved her, but there wasn't much I could do to help her. And but I used to watch. Imagine if there was Moving on TV was there enough, and it was saying to her, you know what, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you deserve everything. Now, what TV station says that? You're never going to find that anywhere on that box ever. And so the people that are older, like even Martin's parents, like even Martin's mother sits there and watches mainstream, that's it, continuously. They eat it with a spoon, and they're taking it in a lot of the time. They're believing it.
Yeah.
You see, Moving on TV gives them options.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, okay, that's interesting. Maybe I could get my iPad, because most of them have got iPads, and put something in there and check what is really going on. You know, could there maybe be another angle? It makes you realize how amazing you are, what your potential is. And that's the opposite to the media. So anyway, because we're on the Mind, Body, Spirit today, we're on the holistic show, but then holistic means everything. It is the mind, the body, the spirit. It encompasses everything that we are. I'm really interested in you telling me more about your life, but mainly about healing and stuff like that. Because before I hand over to you again, my father was an exceptional man in the way that he would never take medicine. Guess where I got it from? He lived to be 95, and if he hadn't fallen, he'd still be with us. If he hadn't fallen, he'd still be with us. I'm not going into these details, but because everything he healed naturally. And I have examples of him when he used to contact me, and he'd say, "Oh my God, I'm in the IRA again. I'm stuck in the IRA, and they're going to kidnap me, and I think I'd be kidnapped." And I said, "Dad, what have you taken?" Oh, the doctor gave me something and I took a little bit, but the rest I didn't take much. I said, Dad, you know, this is it. So do you know what he did? He just threw the lot in the bin. And then, of course, all his hallucinations disappeared. I mean, I have other cases where he used to get vertigo, you know, where his balance.
Yeah.
And he said, Lauren, I'm not taking medicine. I won't take it. And his carer was from the Philippines. And he gave him vitamins. And guess what happened? He healed straight away. And then there was another, he used to make me laugh, Dad, because he got sciatica, really bad sciatica. And you're talking about a 92-year-old man. Doesn't go to the doctor. Doesn't call a doctor to the house. You know what he did? He got a chair and he put his leg up on the chair and he raised his hip. And of course, he was able to get the pain to go down. He was amazing.
Wow.
He was amazing. He was amazing. And when he was dying, when he forgot who I was, and I said that he did have a very serious thyroid disorder, and he was getting very thin. And he wouldn't take his medication. He wouldn't take it. And I said to him, Dad, you got to take it because you're getting too thin. It's not that I don't believe in medication at all. Of course I do. But
Sure.
It's got to be common sense, you know?
Yeah.
I won't take it. But then he was getting very, very thin. He was looking like Gandhi. We used to say he's like Gandhi. He was so thin. And he was about 95 when this happened. And I said to him, Dad, you got to take your medication. He looked up at the sky and he goes, that's where God is. He said, that's the only doctor. And he'd lost his mind completely. He didn't know anything. He didn't even know who I was, and that was unbelievable. I go into that. You've got to love someone more than you are scared or more than you're upset, and that's how I got over that. Overnight, he didn't know me. He thought I'd come to marry him. I never would want anyone to go through that. It was unbelievable. Your own father. But the good stuff was he reacted straight away. I got him when he lost his memory. We used to do things. Me and Martin used to pretend. We used to act with him because he thought he was stuck in a boat, right? And it was the Passover. And he said to us, oh, I can't have bread. I'm Jewish. We must call the captain. So we called the captain. Martin became the captain. Captain, I'm a Jewish man and I'm not prepared to have any bread. It's not right for the Passover. I said, that's okay, Sid. His name was Sid, or Paddy, because he was Irish. Very much like your life, a little orphan, you know, that got taken into a family and brought up. But he was an incredible soul. And he went, and we went along with it, and we acted it out with him. But also another thing that sticks in my mind is when he lost his memory and he wasn't eating and he couldn't function, I brought in someone to do craniosacral therapy, and that's what works the fluids from the spine into the brain. This guy did some maneuvering with his spine and his head, and Dad started to get his memory back. I filmed it. It was on YouTube before they cut it. I lost all those videos. He was starting to understand, started to read again. He understood that he supported Arsenal because Martin and him used to have big discussions about that because Martin supported Spurs. He knew the colours, and I said, oh my God, you're starting to read again. And he started to come out of it a little bit, but then things happened, which we won't go into. But it was his time to go, but I wish it had happened differently. But Dad reacted so quickly to the love. And that to me is what I want to create this discussion, this mind, body, spirit is love. The minute my father used to be very, very lonely, yeah, very low and very lonely, except he had an advantage over me. He had a carer that lived in with him and took care of him. You know, not that I'm old, but at least he had company because everyone cut him off. His nieces, his grandchildren, no one wanted to see him. Now, he used to ring me up, right? And he'd say, Lauren, you're the only one who loves me. You're the heart. And I said, yeah, and I am, because I love you, Dad, and you know that. And I was always the heart, and she was always the head, right? And he'd start crying, and I'd sit there, yeah, okay. It's like you become the parent. And then he said, can I talk to Martin? And Martin would start to talk to him about football. And he'd come alive. Right, I'm going to watch my football now. Goodbye. Love. That was it. Love. And I saw it in the people in the old people's home. And that's why I'm grateful I lost my job really quickly, because I couldn't bear to be around those people that you're not allowed to touch, you're not allowed to hug, you're not allowed for them to have their families, and you see them treated like rubbish. The food was rubbish, everything was rubbish, and they're in there in their wheelchairs, and I'd come along and I'd smile at them and I'd sing to them and I'd read my father's life story, and they wanted to say to me, Lauren, you're the only one who loves us. I thought, I've heard that one before. But then I lost my job very quickly, and I'm grateful because I couldn't have done it. But love, Vlad, is the most important thing, and that's what's lacking in my life. Now, I'm not talking, I love myself enough. If I didn't, then I wouldn't come out of this. But we are brought up to believe we are social beings, and even Buddha and even Jesus all traveled in a tribe. You know, I never chose to be a nun or to be a monk. I was brought up the whole of my life, doesn't matter how many years I've been here, I was told that you are tribal families. We grow up in families, and love is connected. We're all connected. And so to get used to it, suddenly just being on my own, completely on my own, it's a long process. It doesn't happen overnight. And there's something in me that just can't be bothered if I can't have that connection. Like, you know, it's just not normal. And not only that, like you, I was brought up in a community. And whatever you say about Israel and the crappy country it was, we loved each other. People did love each other, particularly when there was a war. You know, I was a tiny child in the war. My parents had gone to the synagogue, and I was left on my own because I didn't like going to the synagogue. I didn't like fasting. My food was important to me. And so I stayed in bed. And I stayed in bed, and then the siren started. And my parents were in the synagogue, and there was me on my own. This tiny child on my own. On my own.